Oh, how things change in the space of an episode. The last time I was standing here, I was pointing out the things worth staying in Nigeria for. A while I cannot see, I'm so sorry, I thought I could see. Let's go again. Let me try and shine my eye.
Can you make it slower?
Ah! Oh, how things change in the space of an episode. The last time I was standing here, I was pointing out the things worth staying in Nigeria for. While I still stand by the 5 or so things I said, Nigeria decided to give me the finger and add about 100 reasons to live in one swift movement. Very wonderful. My name is Tamara, and you are now watching on any platform but Twitter if you are a law-abiding citizen, the yellow wall.
Make I table the matter, still an agent butter with this sweet pure water, but no be me go judge.
If you watch this show, then you know we don't cover politics here. Which means I cannot talk about how the government banned Twitter in days, most likely in reaction to them deleting the president's tweets, which I'm guessing really hurts his poor little feelings. I can't talk about how insane it is. I can't talk about how it kind of feels like we're essentially a police state wearing a democracy costume. I can't talk about how terrifying it is that said president went to China to learn cool new ways to police us, and how angry, saddened, and worried about Nigeria's future me and everyone else who lives here is. Can't say any of that. Not even a little bit. I can't even mention it. So instead, I'm going to tell you guys a story about my friend. With Nigeria in free fall, it feels like you can't go 5 minutes without someone mentioning leaving the country. And it's obviously no different with me and my friends. So we were there in my friend's house lamenting about the lack of funds or visa or the combo, when one friend says she actually has neither of these problems. She has an American passport, an empty flat in Texas, and a return ticket that she just keeps moving because, you know. So why is she here, you ask? My good sis claimed it was because she might have met her husband here and she wants to see where it goes. And yeah, that sounds nice and romantic, if also a little bit foolish, but the real gag is that man is not her husband. They are not in love. No, not even almost. My good sis is in fact simply Dickmatised. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the term Dickmatised, it is when the sex is so good you lose sight of sense and reason. You become lost, your thoughts become hazy. In short, you are hypnotized. Hypnotized by the dick. The male version of it is pussy whips, but considering how hard it is for a woman to find sexual satisfaction compared to men, where literally anything that's there, they're like, well, it's not as dangerous being pussy whipped. It's not that serious. Now, there's no shame in being Dickmatized. I myself was lost in the sauce once, and I did not break free for a good 2 years. But when I realized that some people are actually willing to risk Buhari's government just for knacks, I knew I had to say something. As a Christian, I had to talk. So since we don't talk politics, and I can't list the most worrying responses and statements from the government since the Twitter ban, or even accidentally mention the effect this has had on multiple businesses, including tech and online-based companies and their funding, the topic of the day is how to tell you are not in love, but in fact just... Number 1, all you guys do is have sex. For a lot of people in a nice, healthy relationship, regular sex is part of the deal. Sex every day, sex everywhere you go, sex every few hours, safe, all is okay. But the thing is, if the relationship is healthy, surely will you people not be doing other things? If you guys don't go out to eat, you don't go to the cinema, you don't hang out with other people, you don't even stroll down the street together, even if it's to buy condom, you don't do that one. My dear, it's like it's not a relationship you are in, but rather a trance. Furthermore, if all you want to do with him is have sex, then sweetheart, that's not the man you should be staying in Nigeria for. That's just a really fancy, lifelike sex toy. So please, escape while you still can. Number 2, none of your friends get it. I've never understood people, especially babes, who have secret relationships. You date someone for months and you don't tell a soul. And when your friends now find out, you go, oh no, it's not that serious. Knowing full well that you have fully planned your wedding reception. Please be telling your friends who you are dating a big, because your friends aren't drowning in the sauce with you. They are biased. And if you have sense and choose better friends, they only want what's best for you, which means they'll be able to see the truth and tell you the truth. And if your friends see your relationship and don't get it, it's not because they are haters. It's not that they are bitter. It's not that they just don't know him like you do. It's probably that the D has you under a spell. And nobody has to know your man like you do. But at the same time, love is not really like a mystery something. If it's there, it's usually bright and shiny for all to see. If you're with a man who truly likes you, no matter how quirky he is, how quiet he is, how weird, it should be obvious for all that he likes you. Point blank period. If your friends keep telling you can do better, don't lash out or cut them off. Wipe the D from your eyes and realize that you can in fact do better. Again, this only applies if you know you have better friends though. If you know for some reason you have chosen to associate with trash people, then it's better you hide your man. But also you don't get new friends. But that's a whole other topic. That's different. Number 3, you're always making excuses for him. Have you ever realized that girls in happy relationships never explain the situation with their man? Instead, they just state facts. Oh, my man did this for me today. Oh, my man took me here. On the other hand, people dating struggle always seem to be trying to explain their man's behavior. Oh, he missed my birthday party because he was working. Oh, he hasn't called me in 1 week because he didn't sleep well last Tuesday. Oh, he made me pay for our last 6 days because he's just in between jobs right now. Even though his daddy is a senator and he has 6 degrees, but he just, he's deciding on career options. I realized years ago that if I have to explain why my man did something and it's not a quick 2-second genuine reason, then please, that's not my man, I beg. That's a waste of time and energy. The thing is, when you're every excuse seems valid because you know it's going to make it up to you with, some good day. But sis, wake up please. There should not be excuses. If your man is your man, he's supposed to show up. If you're forever explaining why he didn't, then he's not your man and you need to get off his D long enough to figure out what it is you are still doing there. Number 4, you can't list up to 5 things you like about him. So I knew this guy once and he had the most gorgeous abs. And his hair was like nice and curly and soft, like all those sexy mixed race boys, because it's a sexy mixed race kind of stuff. And his mouth was just fantastic to look at. And the thing is, even though my body was ready to marry this man tomorrow, after 5 conversations with him, I knew I had to run because even though I could list a million things I liked about how he looked, I couldn't list one actual quality he had. Like, don't get me wrong, I think he was nice. I'm not even sure because the thing is, I don't know if he was nice or had sense. All I know is that he was wearing gray sweatpants and it was, having gray sweatpants. It was nice to see. If you can't list 5 things about your so-called man that have nothing to do with his face, body, the sex you have, or his penis, then my dear, you don't like the man. You just like his junk. It's very easy to get confused. Trust me, I know. I liked my ex's mouth and laughed so much that I couldn't hear the hot garbage that used to come out of it. But please, close your eyes and close your legs and really think deep. Does this man truly have any redeeming qualities? And finally, number 5, orgasms aside, he adds no value to your jeans. And finally, number 5, orgasms aside, he adds no value to your life. I'm a firm believer that as someone trying my best to just be a good person, it's important to add value to the lives of everyone who's important to me. But I also feel like everyone who's important in my life does the same. Whether it be emotional, spiritual, financial even, your man should add value to your life. It should be more than just your lady bits that miss him when he's not around, If you can take the person you're with out of your life and your life stays exactly the same, then darling, what is he doing there? Just, decorating your life, it doesn't make sense. And before you start lamenting that, good sex adds value to your life, please hold your lips, hold your other lips, because that's not true. It may make you happier, it may give your skin a nice sexy glow, but the fact is you'll still be very okay without. And plus there's sex shops all over the country. Please just buy a new boyfriend and delete useless people from your life. Now listen guys, I get it. Sometimes there's a particular man who puts it down like no other. And with the country on fire around us, a few hours of Nigerian men, a few minutes of pure sexual bliss is the perfect way to distress. But if he's trash as a person, my good sis, please have your sex, but kindly keep your feelings at home. They don't need to all come out together. Just keep it. And if you know in your heart that your feelings must follow you, you cannot separate the two, then avoid future heartbreak by freeing him now. I know it's hard when you're under the spell of one deal, and it doesn't seem like you'll ever find another one as good as what you're on right now. But I, Tamara, I'm here to tell you, to promise you, 100%, there will be another man with a just as good, if not even better. There always is. The sea of men is very vast, my dears. You'll find another magical creature out there eventually, I promise. And if you are really struggling to free yourself, I find watching all these online couple therapy shows is a great way to help. Because by the time you sit down and realize that one day you might be like Chioma and Paul, it should be scary enough to frighten some sense into both you and your lady parts. It's time for Ask T, the part of the show where I answer all your burning hot questions. Because as a survivor of the sauce and Dickmatised, I'm wise and I know things. How do you deal with an annoying boss? Wow, what a question. I've not actually had a boss in many years because, I don't, authority and me, we used to quarrel. But I mean, it depends on how annoying they are. If it's just the usual, they don't really respect your boundaries and they call you at odd hours. I've never understood people who have dealt with boss problems like that, because just don't answer the phone. My hours are 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. If your boss is annoying you by calling you on Saturday, don't pick up the phone. But then you have to also make sure you do everything you do in your space of time. I feel like that's the best way to deal with an annoying boss. Just be really good at what you do, so whenever they're annoying you, you don't have to answer. But nobody will fire you because you're really good at what you do. I mean, it works for me. When I used to work in Accelerate, kind of, I think. Not that my boss was annoying, but I didn't always so much listen to what she used to tell me. But I was really good at my job, clearly. So, they didn't fire me. Just be good and then avoid your boss when you want to. It works, maybe. Or they will fire you. Sugar baby might also be there for you. I don't know. I can't help you. I've not had a boss in a while. What do you do if my girlfriend has a really strong, mildly offensive smell down there when we're having sex? Is it normal? Sorry, is it normal? That kills me every time. It's not normal, but then it depends, because I feel like a lot of ladies downstairs, every vagina is unique in its sense, like a flower. So some are just a bit funkier than others. But if it's really, really bad, literally you can't even, then obviously just open your mouth and tell her, my sweet, beloved, darling, princess angel girlfriend, your pussy smell. It smells so bad. Why? Maybe you can do sexy washing before. You do bath time. You now do you're in Titanic or one of these romantic films. You now just give her a woof. And she would think it's romance, but really, he's washing up. You are doing this. So I don't know. I don't know. But I think you should first of all tell her. Because many people don't know. You can't really, there's not a lot of angling you can do. So she may not be aware. And it may not even be that she's dirty. It might be some weird stuff she's eating. It might be her digestive system. It's a lot of things. It might not be that she's dirty. It might be that she's dirty, in which case dump her. But then ask her first, if you can work it out. But help her. Give it a good romantic scrubbing. Love you, boo. Thank you very much. And that's enough for today. If you have any questions about absolutely anything for me, then go ahead and email them to asktamara@gmail.com with 1 W, because 1 is better than 2, especially if you're single, or because most of you are lazy and don't actually bother to email. You can just DM us, DM Accelerate, DM me on Instagram, and yeah, we move from there. And that brings us to the end of the episode. What are some of the craziest things you've done or seen people do on top of being Dickmatised? Let us know in the comments below on our social media platforms, and be sure to make sure you are subscribed to Accelerate TV for all of our great content, including our hit new show, The Olive. My name is Tamara, and I'll be back in 2 weeks with more from the Yellow Wall.
Make I table the matter. Still an butter with this pure water, but no be me go judge.